right, everybody, welcome back. We are going to talk about this new year that we are 2 weeks into. So, new year, new me. Before we get started, make sure and smash that like button, subscribe to Outspoken, share the show with everyone you know, and hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new episodes. So, Joe, every year this comes around, a new year, and sometime in late December, especially after Christmas, I would say, we've went through Halloween, eating nothing but candy for 2 weeks afterwards, right? Thanksgiving rolls around. Well, we can't do a diet right now because we got to eat the turkey and gravy and extra gravy and more mashed potatoes and this and that. And
Sweet
then Christmas. And then Christmas comes around. Now it's sweets and cookies. Everybody gets those big tins of cookies and popcorn and just all the food that comes along with it. So what do we do after the end of that? We decide, I'm going to go on a diet this year. And in the beginning here, you mentioned Planet Fitness. It's such a great one because what is their deals, like $15 or something like that for the month for the beginner package?
I think they give you like pizza on Fridays or something like that. I don't know. It's going to join gym. It's going to be Planet Fitness, bro. You know what I mean? They got pizzas there. I'm there.
Yeah.
Even though it gives me heartburn. Bro, look, we do this every year. Every year we talk about doing something new with ourselves. New year, new me. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm not going to do this anymore. And we never keep our promises, right? Our resolutions go down the toilet, bro, never to be heard of again, right? Like, and now with social media, everything is just so funny because, you know, we start hearing things like we're going to stop doom scrolling on Twitter, right? But people they'll still be on there and posting all kinds of things. You know, I think one of my things I'm going to put on today is I'm going to live my best life and only buy pants with like no buttons or zippers.
Just sweatpants all year.
No, just stretchy pants, bro.
Just stretchy pants. Yeah,
bro. This is my year. You know what I mean? No diets, just stretchy pants. I think I'm going to make a big impact. I really do. I feel like it's really going to help me out. So, you know, you got to pick your battles, bro. Dieting is not mine to win. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, I'm going to get those pants like, what was it in Napoleon Dynamite, the guy in the dojo?
Oh, yeah.
He was like, you think anybody wants to mess with a guy like this? And I go home to Darla every night?
That's so funny, bro. So let's talk about some of the funniest ones that we've heard, bro. So, like, these are some of the ones that I've seen that people have posted so far. And that's like, go vegan for 6 months and then inevitably give up. Right? Because no one could last more than 6 months on a vegan diet. Stock up on fresh fruits and vegetables. And you know what's funny? People do that. I've done that. I stock up on all these fruits. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start eating healthy. I'm telling you. I'm sure you've done it. I'm going to be eating healthy. Bro, they start. Oh, my God. They turn into a green mystery. Bro, you already know.
It's a science experiment in those two drawers there in the fridge.
Bro, that shit gets pushed. It starts getting pushed back by your bacon, by your candies that you want cold, like and your Twinkies and all that. It gets pushed back further and further. And you forget they're back there until you start seeing like this goo starting to roll up. You're like, where's this cut? I'm like, oh, I forgot about them strawberries.
I was going to eat those cucumbers, but
not no more.
Not no more.
Yeah, I think some of the things people should do as a resolution is like, one, unfollow the Kardashians. You know, y'all need to give up on that life. You're never gonna have it. But
how do those girls? They have made a career off of complaining about a life that they are living like a gilded life, right? I mean, they can buy whatever they want. They can have whatever they want. I just don't get it. All they do is bitch and complain and moan about everything going on, and they have nothing to complain about.
Oh, I know, bro. Here's another one that I see a lot of people do. They put on that they're going to go on a vitamin supplement shopping spree, bro, so they could get everything they need, the stuff they're lacking, and then they just give up, bro. They won't even finish one bottle, bro, before they give up. I'm like, it's too much stuff to remember. I don't want to do it. I need to take the B12, the 6, the 18, you know, like they give up. And so I think those things are kind of funny when people do that.
Yeah. That's why I have the little granny pill boxes, you know, to keep all my vitamins in.
Those with the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday stuff?
Yep. The little clip top. Yeah. But you know what? I don't use the Monday, Tuesday on it. It's just, it goes in order. So whatever day it happens to be, I take that next one, because I don't take the exact same vitamins every day, because I don't take the same amount of like D every day. You don't, depending on
you take the D every day. We're talking about all of a sudden here we go.
Fish oils and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, our bodies do lack in vitamins and things like that because of our poor choices in foods, and the United States has crappy food anyways, right? It's coming out a lot more that you have foods that we have here, they don't even allow in a lot of the European countries. Just Canada right above us, they're like, nope, we don't allow that up here in Canada. So so we have to supplement to get that. But one of the biggest things is portioning, just eating decently. One of the things that I've always thought is kind of crazy is that people are like, I'm cutting out meat for this year or whatever, or limiting my red meat and intake, but I'm going to get these fake burgers that are like meat. It's like, why are you going to do that? If you're going to cut meat out, just cut meat out. Stop it. Stop being a wimp. Just do it, And it's funny because, man, I may not look like it, but I love vegetables. I love salads and stuff like that. I just don't eat them a whole lot. Because it's the same thing. Like you said earlier, we're like, okay, I'm going to go down there. I'm getting the sweet potatoes and I'm getting the big head of lettuce and I'm getting all the stuff and I'm going to make a salad. And you get home and you make it once and then everything goes bad in the, the drawers.
Yeah, bro. I like vegetables, but mostly when they're with a salad, with a piece of meat, like a steak, chicken, maybe sausage.
Yeah, like
pasta.
Potatoes.
Yeah. I mean, it's something. I need something solid, some protein in there. And vegetables just don't do it for me. But, it's so funny because we every year we go through the same process, right? Every year we make these. We never keep any of them. And I haven't been on social media in a minute. Before I was like on it, and I've kind of stayed away from it. I don't know why, but I just haven't been pursued to do it. But now that I've gone on it just the other day, and I'm watching all these people put on their new year, new me kind of stuff, and they would be like, begin the new year, I'm going to go and unfriend every person that doesn't communicate with me on social media, blah blah blah. And I'm like, every year I see you post the same thing, and every year I am still there on your friend list, and we've never even met. You know what I mean? And I'm like, so what are you talking about? And I'm thinking, like, please, you're not going to do it. It sounds good, but we just don't do it. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to friend every person on there that shares unsolicited diet or exercise, bro. I'm just going to unfriend them because you know what? That's not my forte. Yeah. Bye. Unfriend. Diet. Like, really? I didn't ask you for a diet. Unfriend. I can't keep up with those people, bro. They stress me out.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to keep up with them. You know what I mean? And I think one of the things that I should really start practicing, not as a resolution, but I need to stop being so sarcastic. I never do real resolutions. I do things that I know I'm not going to keep just so, I know that I'm normal, right? Because who does that? Who does a plan and says, look, the next year I'm going to do, God, if I would have stuck to anything I said, anything, I probably would have been in a better place. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm not going to follow up with anything again. So,
right. My resolution for this year is to not get pissed when somebody cuts me off in traffic.
Bro, we live in AZ. Come on. That's going to be impossible.
That's impossible.
Okay. First of all, I don't know if you noticed that there was a bill they're trying to pass where they're going to take 0 speed limits on the freeway in Arizona, and only at night they will have speed limits. And I'm like,
that's not a good idea.
Well, at first I thought the same thing. Then I thought, wait a minute, we do that now.
We do it anyway.
Okay.
It's like, just turn it into the Autobahn. It's okay.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so funny to see people with their resolutions and not keep one. And here's the worst thing. You're doing it on social media where everybody knows your business, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, so it's funny because what comes before New Year's is Christmas, right?
Christmas.
So here's my So here's me. Take me, for example, how this doesn't work. So let's say I say for my New Year's resolution, I'm going to stop smoking cigars, which will never happen. But let's say I say that. Okay.
Say I have this moment of insanity. Okay.
Insanity. Most will call it clarity. I call it insanity. All right. So I have a moment of insanity and I say, I'm going to quit smoking cigars. Well, here's why that's impossible. My children this year have all given me cigar accessories or cigars or both. Right?
That's funny.
And they all look at each other and say, like, we're enablers, contributing to dad's demise. I'm like, I haven't even rewritten my will. I don't know what you guys are doing. Wait until I do that before you. But no, I have a bunch of cigars now. And then my Cali girl, what did I get there? Cigars. So everyone has a plan to do away with me. So even if I had you know what I would have done? If I would have really said, you know what, New Year's resolution, I'm going to quit smoking cigars. And then I get these gifts, and guess what I'm going to do? Well, maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll try it again.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not going to happen this year because these cigars are lovely, and there's too many of them to just say goodbye. I think one of the things I'm also going to do this year is I didn't make it a resolution. I should have. But I'm going to make it now because I don't think there's a deadline. We're still in January. What do you say, Jay? We still good?
Yeah, we're still good.
Okay. So New Year's resolution, I'm going to eat more tacos. I need to.
I can't argue with that one. I mean,
yeah. Well, most sane people will not.
I'm going to eat more pho and Thai food.
Oh, bro. Thai food. That's our weakness. That's our kryptonite is nice spicy Thai.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think people should start doing here, Jay. Here's my thought. People should start doing more realistic resolutions. Like for example, I would like this year to be the year where I tell more people to F off. You know what I mean? Just go away.
Pee off. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it may be another thing that I would like this to be a world resolution. I would like for people, especially millennials and Gen Zs, stop Googling symptoms, guys. WebMD does not have all the answers.
Man.
Stop Googling symptoms because, I have these young kids that come to work and say, I think I'm dying. What?
Yeah.
Why? Well, I Googled my pain and it says that it could be cancer. I'm like, maybe it's indigestion. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's heartburn. Take a Tums and call me in the morning.
Yeah. I'm like, stop Googling stuff,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. What's your thought on these resolutions, buddy?
Things that to get serious for a second, if you want to do resolution stuff, the weight thing is always something people want to diet and do all that stuff. That's something you should really not wait until the end of the year or specifically do in January. Make a plan and just say, I'm going to start today. Because here's one of the biggest things between people that are successful at anything. It doesn't matter what it is. You want to be a pro basketball player, you want to be a musician, you want to do this, you want to do that. They take thoughts and ideas and put them into action. That's all it is, right? That's the big difference. Have you ever heard about people saying, oh my gosh, this guy invented this thing. I thought about it 10 years ago. Yeah, the difference between you and him is that he took action on it and you sat on your butt on it. That's the big difference. So I think one of the things, like resolutions for me personally, especially after this last month and everything, is spending more physical time with people that you love as much as possible, and not doing so much meaningless time with things that, aren't going to pay off for you in the future in any way. The other thing is, this is something I feel like I've been better at, but I want to get even better at is getting into scripture and things like that, into biblical stuff throughout the year, just those kind of things, and really little baby steps. So one of the things is that you need to take action on your ideas or your plans or, your goals. And 2 is take baby steps, right? It's like, so Joe, you and I, let's join the gym and let's see how quick we can get up to, benching 350 pounds. All right. How soon do you think we could do that? It's probably going to take a little while, right? To work ourselves up to it, to not get hurt, all those kind of things. That's the key, is that you got to take those baby steps first, because we haven't been in the gym. So you think you're just going to go in there and work out for 9 hours and you're going to be okay and be able to function the next 3 days? No, you're not going to be able to do that. I want to run a marathon. Okay, well, first you need to lose some weight, fatty. Next, you probably need to start. Next, you probably need to start running a little bit every day or jogging a little bit every day, and finally get your stamina up to where you can get to that point. I used to, back in the day, I haven't taught in many, many, many years, but I used to teach drums to young kids. And this goes back a long ways. And you remember, everybody knows the band Metallica. They had this song, it was called One. And Lars would do this, this part where it would go, it's going to take a little while for you to get to where you can play that. It's, I've been playing a long time, and that's something that's kind of at the peak of my deal, right? Being able to play that at that time when I was teaching. Sometimes we have these visions of grandeur that we're going to get out there and just like crush it day one, and that's a big key. And that's one of the reasons that people go to the gym, right? And they go one day and they're like, oh, that felt good. Yeah, I'll go tomorrow. And they go the next day. And then 4 days in, they get on the scale. They're like, I haven't even lost any weight, and because the first part of going to a gym, you lose water weight's the first thing you lose, right? But you're told to drink a ton of water when you're at the gym. And then that needs to be backed up by eating properly. There's a lot of things that come in
too much work
with that. Too much work. So what happens, that's why right now, all the gyms, their memberships have skyrocketed, went through the roof. By about March or April, those people are either canceling or they're no-shows, and the gym industry is hysterical because people pay for these gym memberships for months and years and never go. It's crazy. I think there should be a thing that, obviously the gyms are like, hey, we don't care. You're paying. We're making money off you for doing nothing. But I really think they should have some kind of setup where if you don't go for like 3 months in a row, they just automatically cancel your membership because it's kind of crazy that
if they don't care, they're going to take your money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do it. I take your money. Like you're leaving room for everybody else. Why? That's fine. Don't come. You know what I mean?
Well, because this is the time of year, actually, in January, is when people that are really serious about the gym all year, this is the time they show up the least because they know there's going to be so many dang new people in there, don't know how to use the machines, and just clog them up, sweating all over them, don't realize you got to
wipe them down. Oh, yeah, bro. I hate that. I hate that. Just going to leave your sweat there? Just going to let it linger in there? All right. Very good. But you know what? You just put your list out there about resolutions. You made me feel like a heathen because yours are all nice and stuff, and mine were like all like I'm not
tell people to piss off. I should flip more people off this year. That's what I should do.
Well, you know what? Sometimes people need to hear the harsh reality of things. You're not a nice person.
Well, and so I don't really have like a lot of people, but one of the things and it's not kicking people off of Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, but really folks that aren't, and there's always this thing that it sounds insensitive, but people that don't serve you, right? And that serving doesn't mean that they do stuff for you, but it's not really serving you to have them in your life for whatever reason, right? They're not a friendship thing where they really make you feel good. You don't have anything in common. There's a plethora of things that you could talk about, that reasons that you just really don't need to be that good of friends anymore. Back in the day, our unfriending before really social media took off was when cell phones first came out. And remember, you had to like manually transfer all your crap to the other phone, right?
Yeah.
And so that's when you knew you did that giant purge. You're like, this is going to take forever to add all these people in. I don't need to add them in because I don't talk to them anymore. And that was your cutoff with that person. Like, you knew if you still like that person or you're going to keep in contact with them because they made it to your new phone. Nowadays it automatically transfers over, so now you have to go through and delete people. So that's a big one. The other thing for me this year is just better organization and everything, getting cleaning, right? So we're going to be going into spring in not too long. Just spring cleaning early on. Stuff that you don't need. We've all seen those shows that are about hoarders, that people that have stuff.
Oh, God,
and all of us are hoarders of some kind, right? I mean, I could fully admit to it. There's stuff that I've saved for many years, between DVDs and CDs and stuff like that. I mean, CDs, I haven't put a CD in a CD player in multiple years and still have all these CDs, right? Now, some of them I've kept because they have artist signatures and things like that on them. Some of them were, special editions or first edition kind of thing. But other than that, man, most of that stuff, it's just a random CD that I don't need it anymore. I'm never going to pop it in a CD player, and I don't even listen to that music much anymore. So that kind of goes back to that whole thing with friends. Do you have these people that were such a minimal acquaintance in your life?
Damn.
Like, there's people, it gets rough, man, when you start talking about it.
Yeah, when you start talking that way.
Makes people sound like they're worthless, right? Now, but I went through and looked at my phone end of last year and said, man, there's these people that I worked with, not at my last job, the job even before that, and they're still on my phone. And I started deleting them. I'm like, when's the last time there was a call from that person? 2018, 2017 kind of thing. It's like, I don't need to keep this person in there anymore. I'm never going to talk to them again. You know, I
Yeah.
don't even know where they're at. I don't work. That's 2 jobs ago. I don't work there. They don't work there anymore. So there's really no need. Now, there are people from 3 jobs ago. You and I, man, we go back 10 jobs ago, right? That we've
Yeah.
known each other. So there are those people, and you'll always keep in contact with them. You know, and resolutions, I think, are only good if it's something that, again, you make a plan for it and you take action on it. And that's basically the 2 simple things. And then just repeat over and over. You know, I hate to keep going back to the gym thing, but you want to read books, or you want to read your Bible, or you want to go to the gym, or you want to start running. What is it? If you can do it for like 14 days in a row, like 2 to 3 weeks in a row, it becomes a habit. And that's that thing. So plan it, do it, and make it a habit. Those are the 3 things that you really have to make it a good resolution that makes any sense. And you have to be very specific in what you're doing. Because again, we could sit here, all right, Joe, we could have been here a couple weeks ago and said, hey man, for January 1st, we're going to go on a diet, and that's it. And it's like, well, we're only a couple weeks into January, and we would have already failed that. It's already off the rails, right?
Yeah, it's already gone. It's already gone. And you're right, though. It's really so funny because, you know, even though we joke about it, you know, we do try to get a little comic relief in here and on these episodes about things that people do. We make fun of it, like me, for example, right? I say more people want to F off, or, you know, I'm more cigar smoking, and, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff, which I would not do that. I mean, the cigars, yes, but I'm talking about the first part. I don't tell no one to F off. I just don't associate with people that are not in my same path, right, Jay? Is that how we say it?
Yeah.
So the one important thing, and here's the serious side about it, ladies and gentlemen, as we step into a new year, like, let's remember that resolutions aren't about perfection, right? They're about direction. So they're small, they're steady choices that shape who we're becoming, whether it's in a new year, the middle of the year, or the end of the year. So whether your goals are bold, or they're quiet, or still taking some kind of shape, you carry them with intention. And that's the key, is
Huge.
we do things with intent. Celebrate every step that you take, learn from every stumble, and keep moving forward, and toward life you're called to build. So I think it's important, again, that we celebrate growth, that we take in some grace, and a year that reflects that the very best of who we are becoming. So whether it's going to be a diet, whether it's going to be being kinder to people, whether it's going to be making that call to your mom and dad that you have regret doing so because of past history, or whether it's reaching out to a friend that you haven't spoken to in years, because of some kind of argument you had many, many moons ago. Um, do things with intent, right? Get out there and make a change, because the change you make today is going to reflect years to come, and it's going to make an impact not just to you, but the people that are in your life. And I say, in all seriousness, that when we do make things changes, make them for the better, for yourself, to be a better person, to be a better father, be a better husband, be a better boyfriend, be a better friend, be a better son. All those things. We should always be doing things not for ourselves, but for those around us. And I think that's important. And that's the things we forget about resolutions. It's always about us, about me and me. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? But we never consider the other person, which in reality, in our life, and how societies are built and how we were created, it's always what we can do to serve, not what we could do for ourselves. So as this year unfolds, let's pray that it brings a lot of joy and peace to all of you out there. And remember that we're all humans, we all make mistakes, but we should strive to do better.
100%. Yeah. And serving is a beautiful thing, Joe. I mean, it really is, serving others in whatever capacity that might be for you. And so sometimes, okay, I'll end it with this. The gym thing, even though we do that for ourselves, it's also sometimes something that's good for others, right? Because when we better ourselves, we can be better for other people. I remember going to this conference, and this guy said, how many of you, with a raise of hands, and there was, man, I don't know how many people were at that conference. It was a lot, probably 5 to 10,000 people, something like that. And he said, how many of you, with a raise of hands, if you had unlimited funds, right, money, how many of you would go out there and help others all the time if you had like this unlimited fund? There wasn't anybody in that audience that didn't raise their hands. And he said, then what are you doing about it? He said, the thing is that we all want to help others, but what we forget to realize is that we need to help ourselves first. So we're in a position that we can help others and do things for them. Coming back to like reading our Bible, we want to help other people come to God, right? But in order to do that, we have to understand it ourselves, because we have to be able to answer questions and things like that. Some people need our help and we're just not strong enough. I can't fit into that little hole because I'm too fat. I'm not, strong enough or whatever to do the job that I could normally serve somebody else and help them with something. And there's, again, over and over, all these things that we can do to help other people, but we have to be solid in ourselves to be able to do that. Really a big key thing, make sure that you are taking care of yourself, making yourself the best you can be. Take baby steps, make that plan, get to it, and make it a habit. You don't have to, I guess my last biggest key would be, don't wait till January to do it. Don't start planning now in the midst of, because we're in the middle of January basically, and now I'll wait till next January to start this. Don't do that. Start in February, start in April, start in October. You don't have to wait until the new year to start something new. All the biggest businesses and people that have done great things with their lives, they didn't wait till January to get started. They did it now. So get on it. Get on it.
Get on now. Get on now. Get on now.
Get on it. All right. Well, guys, before we get out of here, make sure and smash that like button, subscribe to Outspoken, share the show with everyone you know, and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new episodes. All right. Well, take care of one another and yourself.
And remember, do better, be better.
And as always,
God bless
America.
We'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week.
See you next Tuesday.